My name is Josalyn Thomas. Um,
And what brings you to the Urban Ag Conference? How are you involved here?
my name is Josalyn Thomas, and what brings me here today is I am an aspiring farmer. I garden right now currently with kids in my program. Expanding my Childcare is the name of my daycare. Um, and how I came about is I started expanding my Childcare at 7 years ago for my daughter to be my daughter's first teacher. And what I did was I invited other families to come in and, just run my program as a child care program. What I noticed right away was a lot of boys that I had enrolled in my program were coming out of larger centers or other programs that they were kicked out of. And I wanted to change that early childhood experience for them, very early on, some at 1, some at 2 years old. And as I was trying to find a way to reconnect and give them a new experience, I learned that gardening and growing food with them had been our best way to communicate, best way to have conversations and really learn with each other and through each other. And we've had a great experience, all the way until they went on to kindergarten or to school. A lot of them I do have still really close relationships with, and we're still, pretty close. So it's nice to see where they are now. And a lot of my kids are coming back, and they're looking for things to do, and they're looking for ways to relate to, what they know and what we started with at 1 to 5 years old. So, what I would say is really special about my program is the way that I have been able to connect with children and the experience that I'm able to give them. Not so much give them, because it's really a give and take. We've learned a lot from each other, but um, growing food has really taught both of us, the adults and children, patience. And we learn patience through growing food, which is why I wrote my book, which is Watch Me Grow, and it was about the children in my program. And um,
So, what are the resources that help you with getting these kids into growing and having a healthier childhood? What are some things that you would need to be even more successful?
it's access, it's time, it's materials. Um, it costs a lot, to get started and to provide what it is that I want them to get out of the whole, process. So we start seed all the way to harvest. So we'll start, seed. When I say from seed, we're talking language, we're talking conversation, we're talking about very basic things before we even touch the dirt. And have that understanding, and that takes a lot of patience. It takes a lot of understanding and practice and things like that. So seed to harvest is not just going to put dirt, your hand in the ground. It's working your fine motor skills and working your cognitive skills. There's so many skills that comes along with farming and gardening, and we're working on teaching children how to be sustainable, how to do things, how to really work through life. So we built our garden beds together. We've made our own dirt. We've saved seeds from the year before. We've learned how to take what we've grown and bake it and transform it and see everything it is that we can do, with food. So it's much more than just learning how to grow a cucumber or tomato, which is still rewarding. It's just that we've given children access to have, to do all of these things. So having the supplies, having the help, material, and knowledge, and somebody that is always willing to teach us more. I don't know everything. I just going with what I know.
Absolutely. So, for someone that just doesn't quite understand what that is about, like, what's the one thing you want people to take away from how important growing is to you and to the children?
Um, One of the most important things that I want children to take away is their voice and their knowing of who they are and what they're capable of when they go out into the world. A lot of people don't give children enough credit, for what it is that they know and can do and provide. And um, I like to give children a space to, show that to the world. And we started this from 1 all the way until 5, so it shows, constantly that it does work. So I do want them to leave with that.
All right. Thank you so much.
Yeah.